Welcome to Play, Eat for What? A space where we explore ideas and stories that keep us questioning and gently pull us toward the deeper meanings of life. What is it all for? Why are we here? And where might we be going? I'm Freddy, and this is my story.
Freddy was the kind of man who still noticed small things. The hush between heartbeats, the way dust danced in moonlight, the soft pull of questions that never asked for answers. At night, he sat beneath the stars, not to stargaze, but to listen. He believed the universe didn't just shine. It spoke slowly like an old friend sharing stories forgotten by time. Tonight, as the air thickened with the scent of jasmine and quiet, Freddy whispered, "Tell me something old." And the sky did. It opened, not with thunder, but with memory. Not far from his garden bench, space folded like cloth. A breeze slipped through, cool and crisp like mountain air, and Freddy stood, not surprised, not afraid, just ready. His footsteps made no sound as he crossed the threshold between now and before. What met him was not the modern world, not galaxies flaring or quarks spinning, but stories older than science. He found himself in a circle of figures, not people, not quite. Shadows with eyes. Light shaped like thought. They gathered around a fire that burned without smoke, and one by one, they spoke. The first told of the time when cosmos was chaos, when myths stitched meaning into stars. Freddy saw a cave, its walls painted with suns and moons, and heard the breath of the first humans wondering what moved the sky. The second shadow sang a low note. From it rose the sound of Greek philosophers drawing circles in sand. Freddy could smell olive oil and sea wind. He saw Pythagoras whisper numbers into constellations. He felt the tension of minds wrestling with the idea that the universe could be ordered, not just imagined. The third voice. Gertruder carried weight, like stone and time. Freddy felt himself drawn into the Middle Ages. He saw monks by candlelight, copying ancient scripts, layering Aristotle with scripture, trying to map heaven without tearing apart faith. The air tasted of ink and incense. And then, light. The fourth figure held a sun between its hands. Freddy saw Copernicus place the Earth off-center, Galileo raising his telescope like a lantern into the dark. Stars didn't move, but minds did. The fire flared, and Freddy felt heat in his chest. The burn of truth breaking tradition. A fifth voice arrived with dust and metal. Freddy stood inside Newton's study, the air thick with gravity and curiosity. Equations floated in the air like snowflakes. He reached out. They dissolved into a breeze that carried him forward, into fog. In this fog, he felt the pull of the 20th century. The fire had changed. It now flickered with radiation, with particles he could not see but somehow knew. Freddy walked among minds like Einstein's and Lemaitre's. The universe wasn't still. It was stretching, expanding, breathing. And it had a beginning. A beginning born not from myth, but from a bang. Hot, loud, invisible. Yet, familiar. The sixth voice was barely a whisper. Freddy leaned in. This one spoke of dark things, matter unseen, energy unexplained. He saw the cosmos now not as something we understood, but as something we were still asking about. And in that asking, something sacred lingered. Freddy touched the edge of a theory and felt not certainty, but awe. The seventh and final figure, quietest of all, placed something in Freddy's hand. A mirror. In it, Freddy saw himself, older, smaller than the cosmos, yet made of its very stuff. Stardust, thought, doubt, and longing. The voice asked no questions. It simply said, "You are part of the story too." Freddy returned, not by walking, but by remembering. He sat again on his garden bench. The stars above were the same, but something in him had shifted. He felt history not as a timeline, but as a tide. The myths, the models, the maths, all were attempts to answer one silent question: where do I belong? And tonight, the universe hadn't answered. It had invited, not to know, but to wonder. Freddy smiled. Somewhere deep in the soil, the cosmos kept growing. Not as a map, but as a mystery. And in the cool hush of night, he closed his eyes. The stars pulsed, not with truth, but with tenderness,